common game on. We are just messing around with the chat at the moment. I'm trying to stream from my phone. Let me see if this works. 1 second. Bear with me here. Feel free to drop some comments. I'm reading them live. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with that. Why not? I believe I have the chat on the screen. Let's see. Have you posted a comment? Start. So if you are watching, Janik. How you doing, Janik? How's it going? And yes, that is Donald Trump riding a velociraptor. That is what's going on. How you doing, Janik? I'm streaming from my phone, but I don't have any of my lights on, so I just put a picture in the background. So if you are watching, feel free to drop some comments, and I will read them live. But how's it going, man? What time is it where you live? It is currently, I believe, past midnight my time. No, wait. I think it's 11:50, 11:45, somewhere around there. Do. But we just chilling. We chilling. 6:30 in the morning. Dang. What are you doing up so early, man? What are you doing up so early? That's crazy. If you're just popping in, guys, feel free to post some comments. We are reading your comments in the dark. It's pitch black right now. I would show you, but then I would have to take down the picture of Donald Trump riding a velociraptor. So, but yeah, I'm streaming from my phone. I didn't have time to set up my computer stream. So I'm just like, yo, we're going to turn on the phone. We're going to stream. We're going to read people's comments. Janik is the first one to post a comment in the chat. So if you're watching this live, post a comment because we're reading them live. And apparently it's 6:30 wherever Janik is from. I think it's 11:45 my time. No, it's actually 11:33. Okay. Also, shout out to everybody that did a super chat. I think a couple streams ago we had like a couple people doing super chats, and you guys were getting crazy in the super chat. Pink Kitties, how you doing, Pink Kitties? Like the name. I like the name. I like the name. Are there any Trump fans out there? If you're not a Trump fan, that's fine. You know, I won't judge. But I felt like putting a Trump riding a dinosaur in the background because why not? I'm streaming from my phone. I have all the lights off in my house, so we could have just a pitch black screen, or I could put something funny. So I put that. But Pink Kitty, how you doing? Thank you for the like, by the way, guys. I appreciate that. Little TJ, what up, Little? How's it going? Little TJ. Have you guys seen any new movies lately? Put something funny? I mean, I think that's kind of funny. I think that's kind of a funny picture. Okay, I'm gonna post another wait, how do I end this poll? It shows your IQ the way you treat him like he's a mythical character and call him daddy. Jay Razors, what up, man? I'm pretty sure I don't call Trump daddy, but okay. I think it's just a funny picture. But welcome to the stream, J Razors. I'm trying to figure out how do I add a new poll. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, in that poll, and I will start a new one. Start poll. Are you a fan of Trump? I'll ask that in the chat. Are you a fan of Trump? Start poll. So you guys can vote if you feel like it. In the chatty. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of views on the live stream lately. So shout out to all you guys. I think we had 16,000 views last night. Actually, I think it was 17,000. Pretty crazy. I don't know if we'll get that many this time because all I have in the background is a picture. But again, I'm streaming from my phone, so we're doing what we got with what we got. You know. Thank you for the likes, guys. But let's see. So Pink Kitties is in the chat. Janik is in the chat. Little TJ, J Razors popped in and said hi. If you guys are watching, drop some comments. What do you think of Donald Trump? Do you think he's doing a good job? Think he's doing a terrible job? What about Elon Musk? You think he's doing a service to the country by helping balance the budget, or you think he's just wasting everybody's time? What do you? I don't know. Little TJ says half. What's half? You got to be more specific, little TJ. What is half? You're half a fan of Trump? Again, guys, thank you for the likes. True Knowledge says half man, half amazing. Oh, True Knowledge, I like the way you think, bro. Half man, half amazing. Doing his job. You think he's half? You think Trump's half doing his job? Or did you think Biden was doing his job? Our last president? I'm just curious. I think Biden definitely could have done a better job, but that's just me, you know. That's just me. Have you guys seen any new movies lately? I might go see Snow White in a couple days. I heard it's supposed to be terrible. All Lives MAGA. How you doing, Paul Solse? All Lives MAGA. I like that. Care Bear, how you doing? Like the name Care Bear. Man, I haven't seen Care Bear. Wait, no. The Care Bears, wasn't that like an old TV show? Foofy, God bless America. I agree. I just saluted my screen, Foofy. God bless America indeed. Make Kamala sober again? Oh, Lord. Oh, man. I don't know. There's some conspiracy theory that she was like an alcoholic and just like drinking all the time. I don't know if that was actually real, but yeah. Armando Trump, the one that what? Armando Bautista. What up, Armando? Dogman, I saw. Oh, you saw Dogman. The trailer looked pretty cool. Ultra Mega Arizona, Jim. How you doing, Jim? Bargini. Jim's been here before. The people's president, Donald J. Trump. That's what I'm talking about. The people's president. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The man of the people. Indeed, man. Indeed. Ultra mega maga run the chat. Can we get some magas in the chat, boys? Hashtag MAGA. Let's check on the poll. I said, are you a fan of Trump? So far, 67% say yes and 33% say no. Foofy says, I feel bad for Elon. He didn't deserve all this. What's happening to him? Yeah, I mean, there's haters out there. But I think he's a patriot. And I think the majority of Americans think he's doing a good job. That's just what I think. Oops. Oops. What I do? What I do? Oops. What I do? Zach Smith, how you doing, Zach? Brian says, "Long live King Trump. I eat, sleep, and breathe MAGA." And it seems like there's always something new going on in the news. Trump is definitely getting stuff done. When Democrats fight, they lose. Elon is a true American. I agree, Foofy. A true American. A patriot. He's a patriot. Well, at least I know I'm free. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. If you guys are just popping in, drop some comments. Yes, I have my webcam turned off because I'm in the dark right now. And if I had my webcam on, you would just see blackness. You would just see a dark picture. So I put a picture of Donald Trump riding a dinosaur instead because I think it's funny and it looks epic. Can I do a backflip? I just did a backflip. You can't see it though, but it just happened. Democrats, they're eating Timmy's tampons. Oh Lord. Keystone State says Elon is African. Yeah, I believe Elon is originally from Africa. Keystone State. How you doing, Keystone? Do 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 do. I'm here to simp for billionaires. How you doing, decent Sask? Oh man. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm gonna get a copyright strike. I can't sing the national anthem. I'll get a copyright. You think I would get a copyright strike? Nah, they ain't gonna strike that. Psh. Ah well, oh well. My wife's citizenship ceremony was yesterday. It was a beautiful ceremony with American loving people from all over the globe. Nice, Jim. Congratulations. Thumbs up in chat. That's awesome. What's Trump doing right? Well, we've got the border sealed up. So that's one thing. Because under Joe Biden, it was just a wide open border. People just walking in. Crime was up. But we're getting it all fixed. We're getting it all fixed, guys. So borders locked down. We have the least amount of illegal border crossings in a very long time. So that's going good. We're working on the economy. We're doing the tariff thing. So we're trying to get, trade with other countries. We're trying to get some fair trade going on. If they rip us off, we're going to bump up the tariffs and we're going to rip them off. And we're going to bring companies back to America because some companies aren't going to want to send stuff to America because they're going to get like tons of tariffs put on them. So they're just going to come to America, build a company, and then sell it in America because then you don't have to worry about the tariffs. So it's going to create jobs. So we're getting stuff done. We're trying to get the Ukraine war ended. We're close to that. I feel like we're pretty close to getting that wrapped up. Economy's starting to do better. It's going to take some time, but grocery prices are slowly dropping. So just stuff like that. But yeah, Jim, congratulations, man. That's cool. Do 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 do. If you're brand new to the channel, guys, post a comment down below. Also, you can vote on the chat. I asked the question, are you a fan of Trump? We got 22 votes so far. 59% say yes, they are a fan of Donald Trump, and 41% say no. 59 to 41. Interesting. Do 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 do. Any Elon Musk fans out there? Anybody a Elon Musk fan? Where at least I know I'm free. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Did the picture change? I feel like I think I changed the picture. Maybe I didn't. Did the picture change or is it the same picture? It might be the same picture. Well, it was supposed to change, but I don't think it actually did. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. God bless the USA. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Thank you for the likes, guys. 4 people have hit that thumbs up button, so thank you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Also, shout out to all the people who dropped some super chats. We had a lot of super chats the other night. That was pretty awesome. One of my subscribers named Brandon, he popped in and he was dropping super chats left and right. There was also a nice lady named Shelly. She was super chatting it up. So thank you guys for that. Thank you guys for that. If you guys are just popping in, drop some comments down below. Let's see. I want to make sure I got the comments turned on. Chat filter. I'm going to go with all messages so I can actually see. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there's some people I didn't even see pop in. Foofy says Elon is awesome. Annie Allen. How you doing, Annie? Sir says Mexicans ain't going anywhere. Annie says Thump is getting saddle sore. Saddle sore on that Velociraptor. Mr. Moak says DEI didn't earn it equals didn't earn it. Art of Madness says Doniski Trump Pov. Jim says Donald ended it. What did Donald end? I can actually see your comments now. Okay. This message, let me read it. Do 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 do. Dmitry Trumpledore. How you doing, man? How you doing, Dimitri? I tried to change the picture, but I don't know why it didn't change it. Like I hit the change picture button. Sup, we just chilling, man. I'm just in the dark with my phone open. Don't have any lights on in my house, so I just put a picture in the background because I figured it would be more interesting to look at than a black screen. Paul says Cacula or Scamala. Probably Scamala. Trump single-handedly destroyed the Democratic Party. Paula, how's it going, Paula? We got some devil faces and some poopy emojis. I don't know if that means Paula is a fan of Trump or not a fan of Trump. I don't know. But Paula, welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. Glad you're watching. Everybody's welcome, whether you like Trump or you hate Trump. It's America. You can say what you want to say, you know? Freedom of speech. Paula says she hates Trump. Well, he's not for everybody. He's a bit of an acquired taste, as they say. G-War says, queers for Trump. How you doing, G-War? Welcome to the stream. Well, at least I know I'm free. Wow, it won't let me change the picture. Why won't it let me change the picture? I don't get this. Tatiana, video is fake or real? This is totally a real picture. Like he was riding this thing the other day at the White House. You didn't see it? You must have been watching the wrong news channel, but I saw the whole thing. Yeah, this is totally a legit photo. Totally legit. They brought dinosaurs back from extinction. just so Donald Trump could take a selfie on one. Jim, how you doing, Jim? Paula, he says, Paula, we won't cancel you or vandalize your car, so no worries. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with all those people trying to vandalize Teslas. I think they need to just take a chill pill because it's just making them look, it's just making their party look really bad. Do 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 do. If you guys haven't posted a comment, post a comment down below so I can give you a shout out, even if it's just an emoji. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button as well. This community is growing like a wildfire. I think we gained like 100 subscribers last night. I think we gained like 260 subscribers in 2 days. We're heading to 7,000 subscribers. Last live stream, we got like 17,000 views. Craziness. You guys are mad lads out there. You guys are crazy in the best way. Hello, Tallahassee Batty. How you doing, Tallahassee? MAGA back in business. That's what I'm talking about. Do. We got 44 votes on the poll, guys, in the chat. I asked the question, are you a fan of Trump? 53% say yes, and 47% say no. So we're kind of at half and half right now, I would say. There's some Trump fans in the chat. There's also some Trump non-fans in the chat, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I like a little bit of a mix, you know? It's good to talk to people you don't agree with. Am I right? Because if you only talk to people you agree with, then you never hear any new ideas, you know? Have you heard of Tom McDonald before? I have heard of Tom McDonald. He's got some decent music. Maybe MAGA are the vandals, just like a MAGA tried to injure Trump. I highly doubt Trump supporters are going out and vandalizing Teslas. I just doubt this actually happening. Toby Pachico, how you doing, Toby? Liberal Democrats cry me a river. Y'all got MAGA'd. That's okay. This is a free country. Diversity of thought is a good thing. Exactly, Jim. I agree. Tallahassee says, I love his song, Everybody Needs Me. I'll have to look into that. Trump has destroyed America. What, Toby? How has Trump destroyed America? I mean, as last time I checked, America was still here. Do people wait? Do you think people will vandalize Toyota next? I doubt it. Creeper says MAGA doesn't believe in dinosaurs. I believe in dinosaurs. I mean, clearly, Trump's riding one right there in the picture. They brought dinosaurs back from extinction, took one to the White House. Trump's like, yo, let me get a selfie on this thing. And then they got a selfie, and that's what happened. Totally legit. How about Honda? I'm actually a fan of Honda. I drive a Honda. Creeper says, Donnie destroyed his university. What was it, Trump University? And Creeper, how you doing, man? We got a lot of people in the chat. We got Creeper, Tallahassee, Jackson, Toby. Who else is in it? We got Jim, Paul, Annie, Jackson. A lot of people in the chat. Trump is a legend, I agree. Democrats still don't know why they lost. Yeah, they don't. And they're not handling it very well. Like they're burning things, and that's not the way to go about things. Do you think Trump will bring back jelking? What the heck is that? Jackson, I have no idea what that is. I'm not sure I want to even know what that is. Also, guys, thank you for the likes. We have 7 likes now. Can we hit 20 likes? That is the goal. 20 likes, guys. Smash that like button. Let's get to 20. He has removed everything from the DOD of heroes that were considered DEI. I saw a Cybertruck on the way home from work today. That Cybertruck looks dysfunctional. Yeah, Annie, they got a new look for the Cybertruck. They look like dinosaurs now. Whoa, did we just get what just happened? Did we just get a donate? Yo, Brandon Lewis in the chat. Yo, let's go, Brandon. What up, bro? Let's go, Brandon, boys. Thank you, man, for the donation. You rock, bro. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Brandon popped in the other night and he was dropping super chats left and right. That live stream got 16,000 views. Last night's live stream got 17,000 views, almost 18,000. But eventually I had to go to sleep because it was just too late. I was gonna live stream from my computer tonight, but I didn't want to set all that up because I have to turn on like two different computers and turn on lights to make sure my webcams can get things, my green screen going and all that. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stream from my phone tonight, see if anybody pops in and watches. We'll put a picture of Trump in the background, and if people pop in and just want to chat and shoot the breeze, that's cool. And if not, then totally cool. But we're just chilling, we having fun, we're reading everybody's comments. It also gives me a chance to kind of read more of the comments because when I'm watching the news videos and stuff, I miss a lot of comments and stuff. So it's kind of fun to just read everybody's comments and react in real time. But thank you, Brandon, for the donation. Somebody actually donated a Let's Go Brandon flag yesterday because I work at a thrift store. So we got a Trump Let's Make America Great Again flag, and we got a Let's Go Brandon flag. I wanted to put it up in the break room, but my boss was like, we can't do that. That's against store policy. So yeah, we didn't put that up. But I still priced it, and I think somebody bought it. Cookie says, "Is Trump the Antichrist?" I doubt it. Cookie, I doubt it. Jim says, "Second president in history to be elected non-consecutively legendary." True, true, bro. We making history. Really, you won't answer the question, Toby? What question? What was the question? I'm gonna look back. He has removed everything from the DoD of heroes that were considered DEI. I mean, I'll take your word for it, but I'd have to look into it, man. Deflect. No, I think I read. Yeah, I just read your comment. Billy says, "Yo, what up? What up, Billy? Billy Benson." Brandon says, "Glad I caught your chat tonight. I missed it last night." Yeah, we had a lot of people pop in last night. We were watching Trump talk about the new fighter jet that they're developing. I think it's the F-47, and I think it has like something. I think it has like drones that can like come out of it. Like there's like drones on the wing or something, so they can like deploy drones from the fighter jet. Is crazy. It's probably going to cost a lot of money to make, like probably billions of dollars to make the fighter jets. But yeah, we got some new fighter jets coming out in the Air Force, so that's kind of cool. He was talking about that yesterday. Billy says, "What should my first vehicle be?" Something cheap, man. Don't like spend tons of money on a vehicle. Like just buy something you can afford. Like don't get a car payment. Car payments, especially in this economy, like nah. A lot of people they like go buy like a $20,000 car, $50,000 car, and then they have like $700 car payment. Have to pay 700 bucks a month for a car payment. Just buy something you can afford. Save up, pay cash if you can. That's my recommendation. I'm driving a 2001 Honda. I bought it from my parents for 2,000 bucks. It's got over 210,000 miles on it, and it's still going, still running like a top. So it might not look the best, but it gets the job done. Mostly anonymous. I hear still manned, however. Oh, on the aircraft, the jet. And again, shout out to Brendan Lewis in the chat. He gave the little emoji, says, "Thanks for being you." And I think that's an avocado looking in a mirror. It's kind of cool. Thank you again, man. Okay, I want to make sure the chat is. Do I got the chat turned on? Let me make sure. All messages. Sometimes the chat gets frozen, and I gotta like reset it. But let me pop this back over here. All messages. There we go. Okay. Exactly, bro. My Nissan has 223,000 miles. That's what I'm talking about. It might not look pretty, Old cars might not look pretty. I mean, if you take care of them, they'll keep running, especially like Hondas and Toyotas and stuff. Um, but a lot of people they're like, oh, we got to get the newest car. It's got to look really awesome. It's got to have like surround sound system and all, and like heated seats. I'm like, no, it just has to have seat belts and drive. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want to waste money on a car. So I recommend getting something you can afford, man. That would be my recommendation. But yeah, I had to spend like $500 recently on my car to put new brakes and rotors on the front. So that wasn't cheap. The seatbelt also broke, and I had to go to the Honda place. Fortunately, they fixed it for free because I guess it was under a lifetime warranty or something. But the other place I went to said it was going to be like $700 to fix the seatbelt clicker thing, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take it to Honda and see what they say. So that's what I did, and they fixed it for free. So that's cool. But yeah, unfortunately, it was $500 to put on new brakes and rotors. So that's kind of sucked, but it is what it is. Terry says, "I love Trump and Elon and Pandora Bondi and Cash Patel and Dan and Dawn, etc. I'm proud of our team. Yeah, we got a really good team. I agree, Terry. We got a phenomenal team, and I think Dan Bongino, he's like second in command of the FBI now. He's like Cash Patel's right hand man now, so that's cool. Christopher says, I'm buying my Tesla with Trump coins. Nice. That's what I'm talking about, man. I don't own a Tesla. I have some Tesla. I have some like some stock, some Tesla stock that I bought as like an investment, but I don't own an actual Tesla. I see a lot of Cybertrucks running around though. I live in Idaho and there's a lot of Cybertrucks. I'll see like at least one a day on my way to work and then home. But yeah, I do think we got a good team under Trump. Again, guys, thank you for the likes. And again, shout out to Brandon Lewis in the chat for the $20 donation. I appreciate it, man. Terry, how's it going, Terry? Tesla, never heard of it. I think he meant to say Tesla. Pam Bondi, yeah. I think they need to like release the full Epstein client list, but that's just my opinion. Christopher says, that's because you didn't get your brake changed when the warning wires tripped and burned your rotors. Yeah, the guy said that the rotors were pretty thin. So yeah, they I guess they already kind of like sanded them down once because you can like resurface them to make them. I don't know. I think they did that once already, but yeah, I had to get them replaced. But I figure like brakes are important to have, so you know. Hey, we got another donation in the chat. Hey, yo, it's from Brandon again. Shout out to Brandon. What's your thoughts on Trump getting rid of the Department of Education? Um, Good question. Can I not? Can I? Let me. Can I like that? There we go. Boom. Everybody, give that donation a thumb up. Shout out to Brandon again in the chat. Um, I personally think it's a good thing because from what I've seen, they're teaching a lot of crap in schools that they don't really need to be teaching. Like teach reading, writing, and arithmetic. You know, they don't need to be teaching all this other crap that's going on. I know some people that are still in high school. I work with a couple of them, and they're like, "Yo, in school, I don't know if this is true. Maybe they're just pulling my leg, but they were like, they're not even teaching kids how to read analog clocks anymore. They're just like, yo, here's a digital clock, here's the time. So like a lot of kids, they don't know how to read an analog clock. You know, the little clocks with the second hands that tick that look like a circle. There's some people that do not know how to read one of those. And from what they told me, they're not even teaching that in school anymore. How to read a clock. Maybe that's just schools here in Idaho. Maybe they were lying to me. I don't know. But I feel like they've kind of lowered the bar so they can just keep pushing people through, but nobody really even learns anything. And, you know, we spend the most per pupil out of every other country. We're spending the most per student, yet our test scores and everything are like at the very bottom. So I feel like the Department of Education, you know, maybe getting rid of it will make things go back to the states, and I feel like the states are going to have a better idea of what their community and what the people living there, you know, need. So it might be a good thing. It might be a bad thing. I don't know, but I'm hoping it's a good thing because we've had it for a long time, and it doesn't seem like Americans are getting any smarter. So we'll see what happens. But I just think there's a lot of stuff in schools that are just nonsense. You know, I was homeschooled, so I just kind of learned the basic stuff. But yeah, I don't really think they're teaching what they need to be teaching. But thank you, Brandon, for the donation. Again, I really appreciate it, man. Let's see here. Terry says, I wish I had a Cybertruck. Cybertruck would be pretty cool. Honestly, if I had a Cybertruck, though, I would probably sell it and just like fix my car up and then like invest the rest of the money. Or maybe like buy a cheaper Tesla. I'd probably buy like more of like an entry level Tesla because you can get some used Teslas for probably like around 20 grand. So I'd sell my Tesla truck. That would give me like 100,000 bucks or close to 100,000 bucks. And then I would like, invest that money probably. But I drive it around first for a little while, just to show my appreciation to Elon. But yeah, and yeah, there are some recalls on the Cybertruck. There's like some flap that's starting to fly open when people are driving, so it does have its issues. I'm not gonna lie, Teslas, they got their issues, but every car has issues. But again, thank you, Brandon, for the $5 donation. You rock, man. Okay, let's keep going. Chris changed my pads. I got the list. Let's see here. I got the list. Cybertrucks are lame. Sorry, man. I keep it real. I think they look really interesting. I wouldn't really want one because I think they're just. I would have a hard time parking those things because they're kind of big and bulky. Um, so I personally wouldn't want. I mean, I'd drive one around, but I wouldn't pay for one because they're kind of expensive. But yeah, Cybertrucks are gonna get cheap. You might get one for free pretty soon. I mean, if I could find one for a good price, I'd get a Cybertruck. Yeah, but I'm not going to spend $100,000 because I don't have $100,000. Terry says my car is parked in the parking lot and it's being destroyed piece by piece. They even took the bumper and laid it on the sidewalk. Well, that's not good. Yeah, the Department of Education was only after the money from the federal government for each child, $985 a day. Dang, that's a lot. So they were mostly just about truancy for 20 years, I know so far. Mark Jag, we found some homeschooling was better for our daughter, less distractions, and we knew exactly what she was learning because the computer was right in front of us. Yeah, Mark, I was also homeschooled. It has its pros and cons, you know, but yeah, it can definitely be a good thing. Some kids do have a problem focusing. That was me growing up, so I feel like if I wasn't homeschooled, I probably wouldn't even learn how to read because I would always get distracted. Brandon donates another $2. Cybertrucks remind me of door stops. Yeah, I think Elon's whole plan with the Cybertruck was to just kind of make it look futuristic. And like when you see a Cybertruck, you know it's a Cybertruck. You know it's a Tesla. And I think that they were just kind of going for like a statement of like this is cool, this is the future. Maybe it's not super practical, but it can still tow stuff. You can still use it as a truck. It's more of kind of like a fashion statement maybe. But yeah, how many Teslas are driving around with 100,000 miles in them, I wonder? I'm not sure. I'm sure some of them are getting up there in miles. And again, thank you for the $2 donation, Brandon. Terry says, "Well, I would like the Cybertruck just for a good laugh because those little vandalizers couldn't vandalize it anymore." The cool thing about it though is they are bulletproof for the most part, so they are probably a very safe car to drive. This is a real thing. Dinosaurs were actually mounted. Yeah, Trump. Yeah, they got dinosaurs at the White House, guys. What are you talking about? They got them down there in the basement. Didn't you know? World War III going to start with Iran. James, I'm not. I don't know about that. I know we're trying to take care of the Houthi pirates that are in the Red Sea that are attacking cargo ships, and they're being funded by Iran. And Trump basically said, like, hey, stop funding the Houthis that are trying to take out our ships, or there's going to be some consequences. So, I mean, the ball's in Iran's court, but if Iran knows what's good for them, they're going to just like be like, oh, you know what? We're going to listen because Trump means business. So we'll see what happens. Paulie says, don't be afraid. Quiet one. Look at this picture. Do you think the left does this? Turns Biden or Obama into heroes or whatever is happening in this picture? Quiet one. I don't know. I feel like the left, they don't really have a sense of humor. You know, I'll see like memes of Trump and like people making fun of Trump, and I'll laugh too. You know, he says some funny things sometimes. There's some funny memes out there. He's a troll. Like Trump is a troll. He likes to troll people. And I feel like people on the right, they can laugh along with Trump. Whereas like some Democrats and people on the left, they don't know how to take a joke. Like everything's just so serious. So I don't know. I feel like we have more fun on the right, but that's just me. Um, Jim says Marco Rubio made it very clear that we're going to take care of that. Yeah, we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. Cash Patel making a children's book explain the 2016 election to kids. Did Cash Patel do that? I'd read that book. Paulie says, no, they were bred for war, dinosaurs, or death machines, just like us. Alien voice, create your own version of death humans. Who rides anything in a suit? So weird. I don't know. I mean, it is an AI generated picture, or is it real? I mean, that could have actually happened. They could have brought dinosaurs back and took one to the White House. Trump hops on, takes a selfie, and there you go. I've heard people on the right saying Trump was ordained by God. What's with that? Well, I think that assassination attempt that failed. I mean, that hit him in the ear. I feel like there was some divine intervention there. Just my opinion, but I feel like if I don't know if you guys believe in God, but I feel like if God didn't want Trump to be in the White House, he could have very easily allowed that bullet to hit what it was going to hit, and it just nicked him in the ear. So you know, I feel like it might have been divine intervention that helped that bullet not you know hit its mark. So I don't know if you guys believe in all that stuff, but I think he's there for a reason. Mike says a setup. I think it was a setup too. I believe that whole thing was a setup. How do you not like put agents on the roof with the perfect line of sight to the president? It doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, the roof was slanted, so we couldn't put anybody up there. I'm like, okay. Quiet One says, hey, can I ask a question without tempers going up? You can ask anything, man. Brandon says, Trump's become more religious after that incident. Yeah. I feel like when you have like a near life death experience like that, it kind of changes how you see things. So, kind of gives you a different perspective and outlook on life. So I agree, man. Who do you believe started the war in Ukraine? Russia. Obviously, Russia started the war in Ukraine. I think they started because Ukraine was thinking about trying to become part of NATO, and Joe Biden and Kamala, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make you part of NATO," and Putin was like, "Oh, you better not," and they're like, "Oh well, we're gonna do it," and then Putin's like, "Okay, well, we're gonna invade Ukraine then," and That's kind of how it went down, I think. Because none of that was going on when Trump was in the White House the first time. But hopefully that war will be ended soon because we can't keep funding it forever. And people are just dying every day, and it needs to be ended. So hopefully we can come to some kind of peace deal, and we can move on with our lives and just start getting along. Russia started the war because they are bullies. Yeah, I don't disagree. So let's look at the poll in the chat. I asked the question, are you a fan of Trump? We got 80 votes. 54% say yes, and 46% say no. Quite One says, so Russia invaded because Ukraine wanted to join NATO? I mean, only Putin knows the exact reason why they invaded, obviously. People can have like theories and everything, but from what I heard, they didn't want Ukraine to be part of NATO, and the U.S. was seriously considering putting them in NATO. And Putin didn't want that right on his doorstep. Plus, Biden was a very weak president, and nobody respected him. So, like, Putin probably thought, you know what? Biden doesn't even know he's president half the time. He can't form a sentence without you like mumbling. He can find his way off stage. Like, if we want some land in Ukraine, now's the perfect time to do it. So I think Putin was just like, yo, this guy don't know what's going on. So we're gonna invade. And that's what happened because he didn't invade when Trump was in office because he actually respected Trump and he knew that if he tried, Trump would have not let that happen. So I think Putin just saw the opportunity and he took it. Unfortunately, Russia does not have the right to dictate which countries can and cannot join NATO. That's true, but you know, Russia does what Russia wants to do. And unfortunately, we had a president that didn't stand up to Russia, and we got a war because of it. I was in a bunch of chats with them. Jordan, how's it going, man? Dude, the liberals are nuts. Yeah, some liberals can be a little bit out there. I mean, there's some extreme Republicans as well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's some extreme people on the right as well. But I feel like there's a little bit more common sense on the right. Like, you know, you got people on the left saying they want to stop global warming, and then they're going and they're burning down Teslas. You know, it's kind of stupid. Terry says, "Thank you very much. I enjoyed this, but I have to go night night. So sweet dreams. All may the angels keep you safe." Well, thank you, Terry, for popping in. Brandon Lewis says it also had to do with Russia taking over a port town in the Ukraine. Yeah, I think there was something about like a port or something that they wanted access to like some waterway to do like shipping or something. So I'm not sure about the exact reason. I'm sure it's like a lot more complicated than it looks to most people. But yeah, J8 says, Jordan, you look 12 years old. Your brain isn't developed enough to be in wait, what? JA, what are you talking about, man? Jordan says, good. Trump does. Oop, what did I just do? I'm doing this on my phone, so I keep hitting buttons by accident. Trump does not stand up to Russia either. I disagree, man. Like, Russia wasn't invading Ukraine when Trump was in office because he knew Trump was not going to allow that. Trump is a fan of Putin. I don't know about that. Robert Maple says Russia invaded Ukraine to get its land back because Putin wants to bring back the USSR. I mean, it's possible. Jim, quiet. Do you want America to get into a full-scale war? That would probably be a bad thing. Paulie says, you open this door. I have the question for you. Would you answer my question? Jay, how you doing, Jay? When are you going to play Fortnite? Possibly on Monday. I have Monday and Tuesdays off, so I might play some video games on my days off. So maybe I'll play some Fortnite with subscribers on Monday, possibly. We're pretty much destroying international relations at this point. Europe and the Western alliances with the U.S. is finished. I doubt that. I think everything's just kind of resetting. I think Trump's letting people know that like you're not going to rip us off anymore with trade. If you want us to help fund NATO, you're going to pay your fair share because we're paying a lot more than everybody else. If we have troops and we're defending you, then you need to stop like ripping us off with trade deals, or you need to like pay us to be there because we're trying to get our budget balanced, and a lot of people are just taking advantage of us. And I think Trump's just letting everybody know that we're done and we're not going to do it anymore. So I don't think that's a bad thing. Zelensky agreed to a ceasefire. Putin did not. Trump didn't press Putin to ceasefire. Putin does not respect Trump. I think. I think Putin does respect Trump, but he's not just going to back down because Trump asks him to. You know. Mike Alir says we fund the Taliban. CIA made up MS-13. Biden's wife and Obama ran the government. It's all staged. There's no global warming. CIA run worry about World War III with the aliens. I mean, there's a lot of corruption in the government. There's no doubt about that, man. Let's see what else here. Keep those comments coming, guys. Pre, is Trump riding a dragon or a dinosaur? I believe it's a dinosaur. I believe it's a dinosaur. They resurrected the dinosaurs and brought one to the White House, and he took a selfie. I believe that dinosaur's name is Nancy. Putin told Trump he would not bomb Ukraine energy infrastructure, and he told Trump he would not. About an hour later, the bomb Ukrainian energy infrastructure and hospitals. I'd have to look into that. I don't know if that's true or not. I would have to definitely do some research on it. I know they didn't agree to like a full ceasefire. They like agreed to like not attacking certain types of buildings or something. But there are conversations going on that will hopefully lead to a actual full-on ceasefire, and we can, get this war actually ended. But it is moving in the right direction, I think. Big ol' dig. Can you make Trump twerking on a chocolate donut while eating white cream from Putin? I didn't make the picture, man. I just found it on Google Image. But how you doing, man? JA says European, Australians, New Zealand, Canadian, don't wait. What all hate us at this point? I don't think they hate us. I don't think they hate us. They might be a little upset with us at the moment, but I don't think they hate us. Again, a shout out to Brendan in the chat. Thank you, Brandon, for the donations, man, the super chats. I appreciate it, bro. Jesus, man. He just sent another one. Brandon says, Putin's going to have to get something out of this deal. That way he doesn't look weak to his people. Yeah, I definitely agree. A lot of people are like, oh, Putin has Trump in his pocket. Putin's controlling Trump. Like, no. Putin's put a lot of money, a lot of resources into this invasion into Ukraine. He's not just going to walk away because Trump says walk away. How would he look to his own people if he did that? He would look like incredibly weak to his own people. His people would be like, yo, we just spent 3 years fighting this war, and you're just going to walk away? All the people, all the Russians that died, all the money we spent on the military, you're just going to walk away? He can't do that. He would look extremely weak to his own people. So he has to put up an effort to get some concessions from Ukraine. He's not just going to walk away. I don't think he should have invaded Ukraine, obviously. I think Russia is in the wrong here, but he's not just going to walk away. So, yeah. It's a lot more complicated than people think. They're just like, oh America should just force Russia to just walk it all back and give back all the territory. No, that's not going to happen. Nobody's just going to spend billions of dollars on a military equipment and just lose tons of lives and to just tank their economy and then just be like, okay, we changed our mind. No, that's not how things work. That's not how things work. So Ukraine's going to have to make some concessions. Russia's going to have to make some concessions, kind of meet in the middle. Trump's trying to get things settled so we can get back to like, not being in war. And I think both Democrats and Republicans can agree like not being at war with people is probably a good thing because nobody wins in a war. But yeah, hopefully we'll get it figured out. But I agree, Brandon. And thank you again for the donation, bro. I appreciate it. Paulie says, I have a question for the chat. Says quiet one wants to remain quiet. So go figure. Would you send a nuke to kill billions? I think if nukes start flying, basically everything's over. At that point, everything's over. Bro, I'm currently in Australia and I get every day for Trump. They hate us. So you're from Australia. Interesting. I mean, there's people there's fans of Trump everywhere, and there's also people that do not like Trump everywhere. He's kind of it's you kind of either love him or hate him type guy. Big Ol says, "Will Trump deport me to Greenland if I say wait what?" What do you guys think about Greenland? You think that's going to be a part of America soon? You think they'll want to join America? J.A. says, unanimously, every person I have met from another country despises Trump. I mean, like I said, there's people who like him. There's people who don't. Maybe, though, he would succeed before Trump cams do what? Putin had a painting commissioned of Trump's face and gave it to Steve Witkoff to give it to Trump. Also sent him with a story that when Putin heard Trump was shot, Putin went to church and prayed. So, what does that have to do with anything? So Putin sent Trump a painting, and that doesn't really prove anything. I think Putin knows how to flatter Trump, and Trump falls for it. I don't know. I think Trump is playing 5D chess, and everybody else is playing checkers. That's what I think. That's what I think. But what do I know? Trump is just as insane as the liberals. I doubt that. I don't see Trump out there lighting Teslas on fire. Paulie says, no one. Wait, Paulie says, would you push the button yourself? I want the people to admit their killings, who want to fight. What are you talking about, Paulie? Mike says, Putin doing something Gaddafi and Hussein did. The CIA took them out. America is a myth, says, plays him like a fiddle. Putin is built for that. Trump is not. Steve says, Trump has gone wild. Trump has gone wild. That's why he's riding a dinosaur, bro. I mean, he is in Washington, and Washington is full of dinosaurs. Jeremiah says Trump came to the White House with an actual game plan, and the Democrats are astonished. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, everything Trump is doing, he said he was going to do. Trump's like, we're going to close the border. We close the border. Trump says we're going to try to end the wars. He's trying to end the wars. Trump's like, yeah, we're going to try to balance the budget. We're going to try to cut wasteful spending, find the fraud and abuse that's going on within our government. We're going to try to clean things up. And that's what they're doing. We're going to stop getting ripped off from other countries with tariffs and trade. We're going to try to make things more fair. So he's doing that. Everything he said he was going to do, he's doing it. And Democrats are like, what? What? He's actually doing what he promised he was going to do? He's actually doing the things he ran on doing? There's a reason his approval ratings are higher right now than they've ever been. There's a reason why he won by a landslide. It's because people know when Trump says he's going to do something, he follows through and he does it. Another shout out to Brandon Lewis in the chat. Let's go, Brandon, everybody. Hashtag let's go, Brandon, in the chat. He says, game respects game. That's all I got to say. True. True. True story, man. Thank you, Brandon, for the donation, bro. Let's see here. Trump is definitely trying to keep his word. Exactly. Yeah. He got elected because he's doing the stuff he's doing. Like he's doing exactly what we wanted him to do. Trump hasn't ended the war. He's working on it, Steve. It's not going to happen overnight. He's working on it. We're closer now to ending the war in Ukraine now than we've been in like the past 3 years. Definitely closer than when Biden was in the White House. Biden wouldn't even talk to Putin. He would just call him names. He'd be like, he's a dictator, he's a killer, he's a blah, 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 blah. He would just call him names. He wouldn't pick up the phone and actually talk to him. Trump's actually willing to pick up the phone and talk to Putin. So, yeah. What are the numbers of how we are being ripped off by other countries? Elon has shown no evidence of his findings. I think he's got it on the website. There's like a Doge website. You can go look at it. We were looking at it last night, actually. Research what Russia did to Chechnya, then you will understand what Putin wants to do to Ukraine. Jeremiah Taylor says Democrats can't believe he's actually following through on his word, something they consider bad politics. Yeah. Democrats, they run on something. They say, we're going to do this, this, and this. They get into office, and then they're like, we're actually not going to do any of that. We're just going to sit around and sing Kumbaya all the time and not actually do anything. But Trump actually does what he says he's going to do. And Trump's had a game plan. Like the first time around with his first term, things were a little bit rocky. He didn't really know a lot of people in Washington. He didn't know who the good people were, who the bad people were, who the wolves in sheep clothing were. But after those 4 years, and after what he went through with the second time he ran, and all the lawfare, and all the people trying to throw him in prison because he tried running again, now he knows exactly who the people are that are trying to get in the way of what America wants. So second time around, he had a better game plan, and now he's hit the ground running. And we've accomplished more in the first 50 days than Biden did in 4 years. Like, we got a game plan, guys. He's been planning this for 4 years. Actually, yeah, he's been planning this for 4 years. A lot of this stuff he probably wanted to do during his first term. He just didn't have the right people in his cabinet to get it done. And now he knows who those people are. And now those people are ready to help him do it. Plus, he's got Elon Musk on his side now, so we're going to get a lot done. And he's got a better vice president. Like J.D. Vance, he's way better than Mike Pence. Like Mike Pence. Yeah, Mike. I was not impressed with Mike Pence. America says he's lost lies and people. What? He posts lies and people believe it. What lies has Trump posted? What lies are we talking about here? Paulie says, would you kill millions with the push of a button? I would not. Musk lies just as much as Trump. What are they lying about? Like, I hear a lot of liberals and Democrats saying that Trump lies, but then when you ask what he's lying about, nobody ever has a response. They're like, oh, well, oh, Trump's a racist. Like, they just pull like the racist card out. It's like, well, what did Trump lie about again? Oh, Trump's a racist. Yeah, that's usually how it works. But the majority of Americans see past all the lies that the left tell. And that's why we voted for Trump. And that's why Trump won. I know it's hard for some of you guys to understand. You guys are really having issues dealing with it. So you're throwing temper tantrums and you're lighting Teslas on fire because you think that's going to change something, but it's not. It's just going to mean you're not going to get elected in 4 years. Like it's probably going to be a long time before another Democrat gets elected because yeah, they see what's going on with the Democratic Party right now and they're like, "Yo, these people, they're lighting Teslas on fire. Why are we going to put them in the White House? They're clearly not not handling things well. They clearly don't handle things under pressure. So we're probably going to keep them away from the White House as long as we possibly can. So they're definitely not doing themselves any favors by throwing these temper tantrums, just making them look weak and pathetic. But that's just my opinion, you know. Guys, do me a favor, smash that like button, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 7,000 subscribers. My goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. If we keep going the rate we're going, we might even pass that. So definitely subscribe if you haven't and smash that like button. Share this video with a friend. Let's look at the poll we got going. I asked the question, are you a fan of Trump? 103 people have voted so far. 52% say yes, they are a fan, and 48% say no, they are not. So it's kind of half and half right now. So I'm going to end that poll. And let me ask another one. What should I ask this time? Let's see. What should I ask this time, guys? Let's see. What would be a good question to ask the community? Let me know in the chat, guys. What is a good question? Pop that back up. Pop this back up. 1 second. Got to turn the chat back on. All messages. Maybe MAGA burning Teslas. They tried to kill. Wait, what? I don't think MAGA is burning Teslas. Mike says Lyndon Johnson, Bush Obama are related, and Trump and the Kennedys. He's not racist. He helps a lot of black folks like Jennifer Garland. Yeah, I don't think Trump's racist. Remember, you're a cult when your leader claims to have all the answers. I don't think we're in a cult. I think we just know what common sense is. Have the Democrats reached rock bottom? No, I think they're still. You think they get out a shovel and they keep digging, and then they hit some rock, and then they get out some drills. They drill through the rock, and then they keep digging some more. Democrats are trying so hard to make the economy bad during Trump's time. Yeah. Do you feel Canada and Canadians would be better off as Americans? If so, how long have you felt this way? Terrorists are crashing the stock market and destroying the businesses. American McCrae says Trump in we trust. How you doing, American? Jeremy says that's the poll question. Common sense, like the tariffs, he backs out before the end of the day. Clowns. How many believers, if you vote, it makes a difference? Canada is Canada, U.S. citizen. What? Okay, so I got to ask something in the chat. What should I ask? What should I ask in the chat? Okay, I'm gonna ask. Did you vote during this election? Did you vote during this election? That's a good one. Sheila says, America is a myth. The domestic terrorists setting the Teslas and Tesla's businesses on fire are criminals. Yeah. If you're setting Teslas on fire, or any car, if you're defacing public property or anybody's property, if you're blowing up Teslas, assaulting people, any kind of crime, you need to go to jail. It's that simple. If Republicans were setting people's cars on fire, I would say the same thing. If they were, if somebody out there was wearing a MAGA hat and was just super pro Trump and they were lighting cars on fire, I would still say put that guy in jail. Where Democrats would probably be like, he's wearing a Biden hat. It's fine. It's fine. Don't, nothing to see here. If you break the law, you should go to jail. It doesn't matter who you supported. You should go to jail. Biofilms says, impeach. How you doing? Is Boy Films? How you doing, man? Annie Allen says, Kamala Harris. Annie, did you vote for Kamala? Waffle Jackson. I like the name Waffle. We must not speak ill of glorious leader Biden or his marvelous handlers, J.A. Oh, man. Our glorious leader Biden. Waffle Jackson. I like the name, by the way, man. Jeremy says, I was saying the poll question, should we have a Democrat reach? Oh, have the Democrats reached rock bottom? I didn't think Democrats worried about stock markets, according to Biden. Yeah, true. You got a point there, Rick. I think Trump would be more successful without Elon. I don't think so. I think Elon is doing a really good job with pointing out the waste and everything. Doyle Lambert, welcome to the stream, man. I think you mistake me, Waffle. Our country is too liberal, so you've adopted their labelist ideals. You're putting words in other people's mouth. Trump would be more broke without Elon. I think Elon is doing a fantastic job. He's really shining a spotlight on all the wasteful spending that's going on. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we need to know what we're spending money on. If you're still on the side of Democrats blowing up America car companies, it doesn't get any more anti-American than that. Yeah. Yeah. Like Tesla is the biggest American car company. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest. And you got crazies out there trying to burn it to the ground. Like, what's up with that? That doesn't seem very pro-American to me. Again, shout out in the chat to everybody that has given a super chat. I think it's mainly Brandon in the chat. So thank you again, Brandon, for the donations, man. I really do appreciate it. If you guys want to make a donation to the stream and help me keep the lights on and my internet going, hit that super chat button. If you want to become a member on the channel, for $5 a month, you can gain access to members-only chat, members-only live streams, behind-the-scenes videos, cool stuff like that. When I play video games like Fortnite, you have a higher chance of getting to play alongside me. So just like little perks like that, if you guys decide to become members. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. But yeah, shout out to all the members out there as well. I do appreciate it. It's not terrorism to not buy a Tesla, though, like Trump claims. No, here's the thing. If you don't like Tesla, if you don't like Elon Musk, don't buy his products. Don't buy his cars. Don't go light them on fire. Just don't buy them. If you want to buy a Tesla and then light your own car on fire, that's totally up to you. But don't light other people's car on fire. But I wouldn't recommend doing that because it's also not good for the environment. So yeah. And it's a big waste of money if you buy a car and then light it on fire. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. But you know. A.A. King says Trump and Elon on the greatest victims of all time. What a couple of losers. How you doing, A.A. King? Saying some liberals do crazy crap, therefore all of the liberals are anti-American is the same tactic the liberals use when they call a terrorist or neo-Nazi. I'm not saying all liberals and Democrats are bad. I'm saying there's some extreme people on both sides, obviously. There's crazy people on the right too, man. Like, I'm not denying that. But, yeah, I don't think any Republicans are lighting cars on fire at the moment. It is terrorism, blowing up property and committing violence to change political environments. Yeah, it is terrorism, and those people need to be thrown in jail. Creeper says, you can't name one single case of fraud. Where are the court documents? Why does Trump not want to fund Ukraine but has no problem funding Israel? I'm an extremist guilty as charged, but my sword is sheathed. Yeah, bro, take this president's being a crazy person on the on the right know the Republicans are just being racist and committing hate crimes? What are you talking about? Most guys, go vote on the poll we got going in the chat. I asked, did you vote during this election? We got 11 votes. 64% say yes, they did vote, and 33% said no, they didn't. Just remember, guys, if you didn't vote during this election, then you really got nothing to say about who won. You could have voted for Kamala. You could have wrote in somebody's name. So if you didn't vote, then you got nothing to cry about because you didn't vote. You crumble when it comes to the facts. You are all the same. You live with hopes and dreams. What's wrong with hopes and dreams? Because Ukraine doesn't have access to endless oil. I think we've given Ukraine enough money. We can't keep funding them indefinitely. We want this war to stop. It's not just about the money, it's also about the lives. Like the hopes and dreams under Obama. Noir says, I don't like Trump, but I also don't like how disrespectful and disgraceful both sides can be toward each other. I agree, man. Noir, I do agree, 100%. That's why I like doing these live streams, because I like to see people's perspective from all the different angles. I don't always agree with them, but I do think it's important to talk to people you disagree with. Mike says, Trump's really a big distraction. There was given us a chance before they released the KKK and the military for the population control. USA is the only real terrorist. It doesn't matter if you voted bloodlines. Obama fixed the economy. The last Republican president screwed up. You pronounce Kamala's name correctly and respectively. I think Kamala has told people to pronounce her name like 10 different ways. Russia leaves Ukraine equals war ends. My perspective is an election comes every 4 years. That's it. I mean, that's true. Waffle Jackson says, I agree, but it's not Republicans using divisive language for the last 10 years. True. I mean, all throughout the campaign, you had Biden and Kamala saying that Trump was a threat to democracy and he had to be stopped by any means necessary. And then when they're saying that stuff from the White House, like when the press secretary is saying that, that's basically promoting violence for the most part. They're like, we need to cool down the rhetoric. Yeah, after somebody tries to take Trump out and hits him in the ear, they're like, oh, yeah, now we got to calm down the rhetoric. When, like, the day before, they're like, we need to put a bullseye on Trump. We need to stop Trump. We need to put a bullseye on him. We need to stop him at all costs. He's a threat to democracy. Yeah, they're the ones, like, pushing the extreme rhetoric. Like, nobody on the right was saying, we need to take Biden out. No, they were saying Biden's a moron and, don't vote for him. But they weren't saying he needs to be stopped at all costs. No, we weren't. We weren't calling him a threat to democracy. We weren't putting crazy ideas in people's heads that, the only way to win is by taking out your opponent. We weren't telling people to throw. It's just crazy. But, we needed to tone down our rhetoric. Okay, people. Okay. Putin has been in power for 25 years. Why aren't people telling him to have an election? Ukraine is under martial law and cannot hold an election with millions of Ukrainians scattered around Europe. How many people have destroyed cars? I don't know, but they are catching a bunch of people. I think every Tesla car has a camera in it, which, like, these idiots that are, like, scratching them up and stuff, they don't realize. So they're getting, like, they're on camera basically, and a lot of them are getting caught, and they're like, the videos are going viral, so everybody knows that these douchebags that are, like, lighting them on fire, everybody knows who they are now. So yeah, they're not very smart. Ellis says that's Trump going after political rivals. What is Trump doing? If you're just popping in, guys, welcome to the stream. Feel free to drop some comments down below. We are reading them live. Also, vote on the poll we got going. I asked, did you vote during this election? 15 people said, let's see here. 73% say yes, they voted, and 27% say no, they did not. Republicans aren't even out throwing flames in abortion centers or climate change companies. Yeah, like you literally had people getting arrested because they were peacefully protesting outside of an abortion clinic. They got thrown in jail because of that. Meanwhile, you got some crazy people on the left firebombing the White House, lighting churches on fire, burning down police stations, and nobody goes to jail. But you got some people holding some signs up outside of an abortion clinic, and they're like, throw them in prison, take them away. Free speech doesn't exist anymore. Oh, they said something mean on Twitter. Oh, they're going to jail. See you later. Nah, guys. Nah. Waffle Jackson says, Steve, it doesn't matter how many. It's the fact that far left have turned to political violence to get their message across. That's domestic terrorism, brother. Yep, pretty much. People don't like Putin. Wait, people don't like to tell Putin what to do because his critics tend to fall out of windows or get poisoned. That's why if you criticize Zelensky, he doesn't kill you. That's why Trump bullies Zelensky. I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it. I don't know. Mike says, get rid of Congress. They've been there too long. Kamala should have never been that close to being president. I don't think Kamala wanted to be president. You could just tell she didn't want the job. January 6th was brutal. Then Trump's lets them all go. I think there were like 80,000 people at that rally. And very few people actually like did anything violent. Like a very small percentage of that crowd did anything violent. It was all a setup. It was all one big setup. Trump was like, yo, we could send you 10,000 National Guard troops to kind of keep everybody in check, keep people from being violent, keep, everything calm. 10,000 troops. And Nancy Pelosi was like, nah, we don't want them. This handful of Capitol guards and police, just this small handful of people, they'll be able to control a crowd of 80,000 people. Yeah, it was a setup. And everybody knew it. And everybody could see through the lies. And that's why Trump got elected. Because they knew it was a setup. America ain't stupid. Right, Mike took to the primary candidates, but left protests and blames over 77 million Americans for the DNC and media mistake. If you guys haven't posted a comment yet, drop a comment down below. Also, can we get 20 likes on this video? Smash that like button. And again, quick shout out to Brandon Lewis in the chat for donating. I think every super chat has been from Brandon, so shout out to Brandon in the chat, man. He also donated quite a bit of cheddar a couple streams ago. So again, shout out, man. Really do appreciate it. I urge you to check your sources in regards to January 6th. I've seen the video footage, man. I've seen it. Like the news outlets, they cut it up and they just took the most violent parts and made a little montage of it so it looked really, really bad. But when you look at all the footage everywhere, yeah, it was mainly just people walking around taking selfies. There were some people that weren't even there that day that got arrested because of something they said on Twitter. There were people that were like on the complete like opposite side of the building, nowhere near where it was going on, and they got arrested. A lot of them spent 3 years in prison, just waiting for a trial. for just walking in with the cell phone and taking a picture. So yeah, the whole thing was set up. But meanwhile, you got Democrats lighting churches on fire, police stations, firebombing the White House, and nothing's done about it. It's pretty crazy. But yes, I think January 6th was a setup. Even Nancy Pelosi said, "Oh, I should have got the troops. It was my fault." She's on tape saying it. Keep those comments coming, guys. If you haven't left a comment yet, post an emoji in the chat so I can give you a shout out. I'm gonna turn subscriber mode on. If I can figure out how to do that. 1 second. 1 second. Let me see if I can do this. Chat filters. Maybe I can't turn subscriber only mode on. I don't know. Maybe you can't do that on your phone. I'm not sure. So we had 17 votes on that. 64% said they voted, and 35% said they did not vote. Said they did not vote. Multifunction. Wait. Yo, Brandon just donated another $10. Brandon, thank you so much, man. The reason why I let all those people go, like, wait, the reason why he let all those people go, like, that's the reason why he let all those people go, like, it's because they didn't get to due process. True. Thank you, man, for the donation, bro. Yeah, and a lot of those people that got thrown in prison, they didn't get due process. They were just like, oh, they were there, they're guilty. And some of those people were violent and did really bad things, and those people are still in prison. So he didn't like release everybody. Like there are people that are still in prison because of January 6th. But a lot of people kind of got grouped into that and went to prison unnecessarily. And they did their time, you know. And we're like moving on. But I personally think it was a setup. I personally think it was a setup. Shout out again to Brandon Lewis in the chat. Thank you again, man. Let's go, Brandon, in the chat. I need to start making t-shirts. I need to make a merch store, guys. I need to get like a coffee cup that says "Keep Calm and Game On." A little "Keep Calm and Game On" hat. They were found guilty by a juror of their peers. Waffle Jackson says, "Let's go, Brandon." Reptilian devil in a suit. Miguel, are you saying that about Trump? A Capitol Police officer was raised in the back, was wet in the back of the head and had a heart attack. Oh, was tased in the back of the head. Yeah, there was some stuff that went down that wasn't good. That's for sure. But the majority of people there were peaceful. The majority of people there were peaceful. If you're just popping in, guys, welcome to the stream. We're talking about Trump and politics and what's going on in the world. Feel free to drop some comments and chime in. Michelle says, who is going to lead the Democrat now? They need a dynamic, charismatic, man, I can't even read. Charismatic leader. Someone like Jon Stewart, perhaps. Same question, Republicans after Trump. Waffle Jackson says, Annie, some of the J6 prisoners were still awaiting trial but stuck as political prisoners. Yeah, there were people like waiting on a trial for like 3 years. Just in prison, waiting for a trial. That's crazy. Why do they deny reality? They were an example of political dissent kind of fast. And the thing is, if Trump hadn't got elected, those people would still be in prison. Honestly, the Democrats probably would have thrown Trump in prison if he hadn't became president. They definitely tried. And when the prison thing didn't work, they tried to take him out in a different way. And luckily that failed as well. Rick says, guess Annie doesn't understand a judge can't lean over to a jury and make up 33 charges to get a guilty charge. Judge was compromised by his daughter, too. Also, guys, do me a favor. Hit the share button. If you got any friends that you think would enjoy my streams, like share this on your Facebook or your X account. Tell more people. We're trying to grow this community. I tried to change the picture. It's not wanting to work. The picture doesn't want to change. I tried to change it to another funny picture of Trump, but for some reason it's not. Maybe it's the wrong height or something. Like it's not the right. It's not the right width or something like that. The dimensions. That's the word I'm looking for. It's not the right dimensions. I'm looking for a funny picture. Ooh, this one's good. Did it work? Man, it's not letting me change the picture. Oh well. It was gonna be Oscar the Grouch, and he was in a trash can with the MAGA hat on. People were posting that meme. You know, everyone was like, "Trump supporters are trash" or something like that. So Trump was like driving the trash truck around, just trolling everybody. That was funny. Or like when he went to McDonald's, that was really funny. I liked that one. YMCA. Do 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 do. Let me pop back over here. Turn that on. There we go. Keep those comments coming, guys. I'm kind of scrolling back and reading some of them. Yeah, I don't know who's going to lead the Democratic Party. Some people think it might be Gavin Newsom. Some people think it might be AOC. I don't really think they have anybody that can kind of stand up and lead the party. They don't really have anybody at the moment. Thank you again, Brandon, for all the donations, man. I'm trying to figure out how do I turn on subscriber mode because I can do it on the computer really easy where it's like subscribers can only chat. That's one of the perks of being a subscriber, but I'm not sure if I can do that. I'm not sure if I could do that with the oh, I could turn that on. So yeah, Brandon made a $20 donation at the start, then a $5 donation, a $2 donation, a $5 donation, a $2 donation, a $10 donation. So thank you again for the super chats, man. So I could turn on like the super chat, but I don't know how I turn on subscriber mode on my phone. Filters, I'm not sure. The trash truck was legendary. I think that sealed the deal with Americans. I felt like I was watching a 90s WWF. Yeah, I love the trash truck. And then he still went and did a speech like wearing his orange vest. That was pretty funny. Rick says, I think if Democrats want to get back in the game, they need Fetterman. You think Fetterman is going to lead the party? I don't know. I mean, he's an interesting dude. Dan Bob says, I feel like putting this Trump poster in my shop, but all my clients are spoiled lefties. Yeah, I work at a thrift store and somebody donated a Let's Go Brandon flag. I wanted to put that in our break room, but my boss said we couldn't. It would have been funny though. It probably wouldn't have made some of my coworkers very happy, but I thought it was funny. But yeah, it won't let me change the picture for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe if I do this. Oh, look at that. There's Oscar the Grouch. There's Oscar. Let me see here. Oh, well, let me change it to this one. That's the. He's like standing by the grave, and it says Department of Education. Oh my goodness. I love the internet. The internet is such a crazy place. Fetterman is a good dude, but his leadership skills are lacking. I, I think Democrats need to find a hole to hide in from all the shame they brought on themselves. Paulie, you might be right. You might be right. They're trying to push AOC and Bernie and forerunners of the Democrats, but it's only because they are recognizable faces. They tried pushing Crockett, but he's too cringe. Who's Crockett? I'm not. I don't even think I've heard of Crockett. But yeah, I agree. They're trying to push like these big names that everybody knows about that aren't necessarily good for the job. They're just like, well, everybody's heard of this person, so they can lead the party. But it doesn't really mean they'd be good at leading the party. It just means they have a recognizable name. And that doesn't really equate to good leadership. Representative from, oh, he's a representative from Texas. Okay. A representative from Texas. Interesting. What time is it where you guys live? It is it's 107 for me. Michigan, but currently the blue zone, Seattle. She trying to fit in with the squad. Who's trying to fit in with the squad? Who's trying to fit in with the squad? The squad? I don't know about that squad. That is a funny picture of Trump, though. There are conservatives that have killed people. How you doing, Steve? Guys, smash that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Do it, do it, do it. Okay, I'm gonna ask another question. Let me see here. Do you think it's okay to... Now, I'm thinking of a question to ask the community. What should I ask everybody? What should I ask in the chat? Are Cybertrucks... Are Cybertrucks cool? Yeah, okay. We'll go with that one. I ask, are Cybertrucks cool? Vote on that in the chat, guys. Are Cybertrucks cool? I think they're cool. A little pricey, too pricey for me, but I think they're cool. Polly, thanks for popping in, Polly. Jeremiah says, yeah, AOC has a lot of loopy followers on social media, so she's got to be a good leader, right? Right? Yeah, I don't necessarily think it works that way. Just because you have a lot of followers doesn't necessarily mean you're a good leader. I mean, there's a lot of people out there with large amounts of followers, but That doesn't mean I want them in charge of anything. Sheila Morgan says the fraud squad for Sheila. I agree. The fraud squad. Brandon says it is 2 a.m. in Texas. Oh, you're from Texas. Okay. I think I remember you saying that before. My oldest sister lives in Texas. I think she lives in like Houston, somewhere in the Houston area. I've been to Texas a couple times, but I haven't really been out of Idaho in like 10 years. I don't travel a whole lot. There are conservatives that have falsely accused people. Jacksonville kid, imagine living in a country where a black Democrat president who for 8 years deported roughly 3 million people for entering a country illegally, but a white Republican deports and he is a racist. That is a very good point, Jacksonville kid. Yeah, Biden was trying to seal up the border, or not Biden. Like if you go back and watch interviews of Obama, he was like, "We need a secure border." He's saying basically a lot of similar things that Trump's saying, and everyone was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, let's do it, let's do it, let's do things, let's secure the border." And then Trump says it, and they're like, "How dare you? You're a racist. You're just a racist." But Obama says it, and it's like, "Oh yeah, 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 I like that, I like that." Yeah, pretty crazy, man. That's a good point. Annie Allen says Cybertrucks get stuck in a puddle, and a judge stops deporting with Trump. Yeah, it's true. We tried to deport those people to El Salvador. So now they're, I guess, in the El Salvador prison. But some judge is like, "You gotta send them back. Oh, we didn't do it right. You gotta send them back." I'm like, nah, nah. They can wait over there until if they want to have a trial over there, they can have a trial. But let's keep them there until they have a trial. Okay, okay. We ain't got no space over here. We ain't got the space, boys. Jacksonville says the Democratic Party is asking the same question they asked after the Civil War, but instead of who is going to pick our cotton, now they're asking who is going to pick our fruits and vegetables. I think I remember them saying, "Who's going to clean our toilets?" I think some lady on the View said that. She's like, if Trump deports all these illegals, who's going to clean our toilets? She literally said that. And everybody was like, "Whoa, did you just say that?" People are crazy. I'm not a fan of The View. Let's just say that. Brandon Lewis says, that's one of the few things that I can agree with on what Obama did. Yeah. Obama was a smooth talking dude. He was very good with words. He could make everything sound really good. But yeah. Sounding good and doing good aren't necessarily the same thing. Jerry Davis says there was already enough aliens here to take care of everything before they let them in. I mean, I'm all for people coming in if they do it legally. Like there's a process. There's people waiting in line that have been waiting for years to try to get into America, doing it the legal way. And then there's people that are just cutting in front of those people and just walking in and getting benefits. And I don't think that's right. I think if you need to go to the back of the line, you need to do it like everybody else is doing it. And if you can come in legally, then I'm all for it. But if you're going to just break the law and just walk in and be like, "Oh, yeah, that's how we're going to do it." No, 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 no. That's what I'm not a fan of. And if you break the law when you're here, you need to get deported. Simple as that. You shouldn't get like 50 different slaps on the wrist. You mess up and you're gone. Depending on depending on what it is, obviously. Like if you jaywalk, obviously, I don't think that should mean you should get deported if you jaywalk. But there's obviously crimes out there that need to be are deport worthy, if that makes sense. Banyan, the Japanese teen, no matter what Trump does, Dems hate him. He could cure cancer and they'd hate him. Banyan, that's right. That's right, man. You are 100% right. They have migrant workers that came and harvested all the produce that we get and they paid taxes? I asked in the chat, guys, is a Cybertruck cool? 20% say yes, and 80%, 82%, no, 78%, 82% say no, it is not. Vote in the chat, guys. Is the Cybertruck cool? Yes or no? We got 11 votes so far. So far, the no's are winning. The no's are winning. Brandon Lewis says they have migrant workers that came. No, I read that comment. Jacksonville says Obama's covert drone war in the numbers 10 times more strikes than Bush. You clicked yes by accident. Oops. I love Elon, but that truck just kind of sucks. It's unique looking. It's definitely unique looking. It looks very futuristic. I don't think it really handles very well in like the snow, but I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong. Guys, do me a favor. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't. And turn on notifications. Hit the little bell icon. There's a little bell somewhere. I think in the top right-hand corner of your screen, there's like 3 little dots in the very corner. If you hit that, there should be like a turn on notification button somewhere. So consider subscribing and turning on notifications. We're heading towards 7,000 subscribers. We got 17,000 views last night. Crazy. I don't know how many views this video has. It doesn't really show me. But yeah, definitely gaining a lot of subscribers lately. So I appreciate you guys sharing the videos and stuff, because without word of mouth, nobody would know about my channel because I'm still pretty small. But if you guys keep sharing it and telling your friends about it, telling them to come in, have a conversation with us, then, we start growing. So it's all because of you guys. The more thumbs up you hit, the more people that subscribe, the more comments you give, the longer you watch my videos, the more YouTube pushes it out to other people. So I appreciate it. Sheila says, we hear the Dems say migrants do work we don't want to do. Some, like in the 1800s, Southern Dems brought in blacks to do work they didn't want to do, though we thought we needed slavery. Yeah. They just don't really have a good message, I don't think. I don't think they know what message they're trying to get across. You got like a billion different people saying tons of different stuff, and they don't have like a focus. They need to like focus more, or they're never going to win an election again. Looks like a military vehicle. Well, it is bulletproof. I think there's even some states that like have Tesla trucks on their police force. I've seen some kind of wrapped with police stuff and have like police lights. It looks really cool. I read those comments. Read those. 83% say the Cybertruck is not cool. Vote on the poll, guys. The Cybertruck is not cool. Let me see here. What do we got? I'm going to try to change the picture again. Where's the picture? Let's see here. I'm trying to find that one I had before. There it is. I don't think it worked. There we go. Mr. Dick Woods. How you doing, Mr. Woods? It's the dad of Trump. How you doing, Mr. Woods? Jacksonville Kid says, in Michael Moore 2009 documentary titled A Love for Capitalism, Senator Elizabeth Warren talks about what needs to be done about the corruption that Elon Musk is finding now. Sheesh. Yeah, it's crazy when Democrats are like, there's too much corruption. We need to get the corruption out. And then when a Republican gets elected and they're like, yeah, we agree, we need to get the corruption out, and they start doing it, they're like, nah, that's not a good idea. We don't need to clean up the corruption, we don't need that. Yeah, okay. Mr. Wood says, yo, yo, yo. Pocahontas is corrupt. I love it how Trump just calls her Pocahontas. Like he doesn't give a crap. He's like, he doesn't give a crap. Jeremy Taylor says Democrats are the corruption. I mean, there's some good Democrats out there. I just think they need to do some more common sense things, you know? They need to get away from that mob mentality of like, oh, somebody said one thing, so that means our whole party has to believe it. Like one guy said it was a good idea to light a Tesla truck on fire. So apparently that's what we're doing now. We're just going to light all the Tesla trucks on fire. We don't really know why. We're just doing it because everybody said we are. And if we don't do it, we're going to get kicked out of the club. I think they need to kind of get away from that mentality. They need to just come up with some good ideas. Have some common sense. Bring some common sense back. Thank you for the likes, guys. Let's hit 20 likes. Can we hit 20 likes? Dems are afraid of their own shadow. Yeah, possibly. I saw some lady having a breakdown about a Cybertruck. She's like, I call them Tesla trucks, and I guess they're actually called Cybertrucks. And I don't care what they're called. I just, whenever I see them, and she starts crying. I'm like, lady, get over it. Get over it, okay? Rick says, enjoyed but need some sleep. I subscribe, so I'll be back. Have a good night. Well, thank you, Rick, for subscribing, bro. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to all the new subscribers out there. Also, shout out to Brandon Lewis in the chat for all of the super chat donations. I appreciate it, man. And if I happen to miss anybody else's donation, I apologize. I think it was just Brandon. I think. If anybody else donated, let me know. I'll kind of scroll back and look, but I think it was Brandon. So shout out to Brandon. Let's go, Brandon, in chat. Thank you, man. Annie says maybe the MAGAs set the Teslas on fire. After all, they tried to take out their man. I don't think they set the Teslas on fire, Annie. And what do you mean they tried to take out their man? What are you talking about? But would you believe, guys? Do you believe this? There's some Democrats out there. There's some crazy people on the left that think Trump faked his assassination attempt. They said he faked it. They said he paid somebody to hit him in the ear, and they said it was all staged and it was all fake just to help him win more votes. Can you believe that? Like, there were people that died at that rally, and they think it was fake. Like, some Democrats are living in a different world. They're living in a dreamland. Yo, Brandon just donated another $2. Let's go, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon, for the donation, man. Thank you, man. I'm gonna give that a like and a heart, bro. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Mr. Wood says not possible. Yeah, I don't only, man. It's crazy. They think it was staged. They think he faked his own assassination attempt. It was so dumb. Like, these people. Some of these people are out of touch with reality. They need to put their feet back on the ground and come back to reality, because there might be some of them that even think the world is flat. They're like, yo, the world's not round. The world's flat. If Trump came out and he's like, yo, the world is round. It looks like a big marble. The world is round. All the Democrats would be like, nah, the world's not round. Trump said it's round. It's actually flat. It's a flat world. They just say the exact opposite. They don't care. They're just like, oh, Trump said it's round, so it's not round anymore. The MAGA Republicans tried to take out their man, Trump. I don't think that's true, Annie. I do not believe that's true. Keith says, you blow, bro. It was staged. Wake up. He's dismantling. Dude, it is not staged. See, this is what I mean. Like, there's some people out there that think it was staged. Bro, you're living in a dreamland. It was not staged. Okay. You know why it wasn't staged? Because you know how many people would have had to been involved to make that go down the way it did? And if any of those people talked and actually said, yeah, Trump faked it, that would have just tanked his campaign. Trump was already way ahead in the polls. Why would he have to fake it? He was already winning. Like there would be no upside if he faked it. If he faked it and it turns out people found out he faked it, that would have tanked the whole thing. Like he would not have won. Why would he take the risk when he was already way ahead? Like Democrats, you need to use some logic, okay? You need to use some logic. It's that thing between your ears, it's the brain, and you got to use that sometimes. You got to use it or lose it. If he says cancer is bad, they will say it's the best thing ever. Huh? Yeah, true. If Trump's like, you need to get out and exercise, they're going to be like, man, exercising bad. If Trump was like, you need to, if Trump said, don't drink bleach, Democrats would be like, oh, we going to drink bleach. Trump said don't do it, so we going to do it. Yeah, pretty crazy. Keith says he's a compulsive liar and you're calling us delusional. That's rich. What has he lied about, man? I always hear people saying Trump's a liar. Trump always lying. And then you ask them what he lied about. And they're like, oh, I'll have to get back to you on that. I don't know. Carlos says, let's go Trump. Yeah, Carlos. That's what I'm talking about, man. Carlos, hit that subscribe button, bro. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go Trump indeed. We got some people in the chat that think the assassination attempt was staged. Can you believe that? Gabe G says, impeach Trump again? Nah. Oops. Okay, we're back. I think I lost the connection there for a second. Fake name says, he said, do it, though. Drink bleach. Oh, yeah. He did. I remember that. Well, he didn't actually say drink bleach. He was like, maybe we can like bleach the COVID or something, you know? And Fauci was like, I mean, honestly, Fauci wasn't the smartest crown in the box. But yeah. But he did mention bleach, I believe. If Trump's lips are moving, he is lying. Sorry, but true. I don't know about that. Steve says 2,016 troops. What are we talking about? Over 5K lies, and they're all verified. You keep believing what you want. What? Okay. What are the lies, man? If there's 5,000 lies that Trump said, you shouldn't have a problem finding one. Like, tell me one lie that Trump's told, and we'll talk about it, and we'll discuss. We'll see if he actually lied about it. Nathan Tucker says, what has Trump done wrong? He has said what he was going to do, and we all voted for it. Exactly. Nathan, exactly. Waffle Jackson says, Keith, Trump only lied about his stance on violence against women. He beat Hillary and Kamala thoroughly. Oh, Waffle Jackson. Yeah, bro. That was a good one. Mr. Wood says that's real rich coming from a party that lied to our faces every time they opened their mouth. Anytime Joe Biden spoke and Karine spoke, the media, they lied. Yeah, true. I was not a fan of Biden's press secretary, that's for sure. Keith says, anybody that voted for him was duped, and there's no sense in trying to explain that to you because you won't listen, so we don't even try. See, that's what I mean, guys. He said there were 5,000 times Trump lied. 5,000 times Trump lied. I asked him to give one example. It shouldn't be hard, right? If he lied 5,000 times, it shouldn't be hard to find one. And then they're like, well, you wouldn't believe me even if I told you a lie because you're just brainwashed. See, that's what they do. Trump derangement syndrome is real. Yep, I agree, man. I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm like, okay, what did he lie about? Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. And they're like, nah, you're brainwashed. He's lied 5,000 times. I can't think of a single one, but it must be 5,000. Yeah, okay, bro. Okay. They never had proof. of their claim is always a speculation and emotion. Yep. Fake name says, when asked how he won the election, he said, one word, groceries. Very simple word. Then he later admitted that he lied. Wait, what? What? I think it was being funny, man. Like people looked at grocery prices and they're like, yeah, we're not voting for Biden. I think that's what he meant. Like, yeah. Mr. Wood says they don't know what facts are. Caitlin, how you doing? Revolution says Trump said Austria has exploding trees. That's a lie and shows his stupidness. Exploding trees. What Trump said that? And Trump is also a troll, you know. Trump likes to troll people. Exploding trees. Like what context was that in? Austria has exploding trees. Somebody find that. I'm going to have to watch that video. If he actually said that, I need to watch that. Brandon Lewis says he's over exaggerating things sometimes, but he never lied, unlike the Democrat Party. Yeah. If Trump like lies, he's trolling, you know? He's like, yeah, he's over exaggerating. I still haven't heard a good example of when Trump lied, though. Do not inject bleach. Carl, I agree. Do not inject bleach. Bleach is for cleaning toilets, not for drinking. Nathan Tucker, where was that at? It's funny. The coordinated meme coins and conditioning trolls are part of the toxic problem in America. That joke about beating Hillary and Kamala was pure gold. I agree. Michael Slade, I agree. That was a good one. Very good, very good. Gabe G says he said he was going to end the war as soon as he became president. And he's working on it. See, this is what I mean. Like, crazy people on the left, they're like, Trump said he was going to end the war day one. It took him 3 months to end the war. He lied. They're complaining about like how long it took, but they're not giving him credit for actually ending the war. That's what they do. They're like, Trump said he was going to bring back the economy, bring back jobs, balance the budget in its first year in office. It took him a year and a half. He lied. It's stupid. It's so stupid. Jack says working on WAD with all our allies too. Irish Rebel says that's not what Trump meant. Find the clip and play all of it. About the exploding tree thing. Trump tells it how it is. He does exaggerate, but that's just what he does to get under people's skin. Yeah. He knows how to press people's buttons. He presses people's buttons and then he just lets the Democrats like their minds blow up and then they just dig themselves a deeper hole because they can't handle it. They don't know what sarcasm is. Nathan says, because it was so effed, he's fixing everything that they broke, taking some time, but he is doing it. Yeah, we got to clean up the mess Biden left. That's the thing. It's kind of funny because it seems like Democrats, they didn't realize grocery prices were really bad, except when Trump got in. Like, the day Trump got in, they're like, oh, grocery prices, they're so high. It must be because of Trump. What about the 4 years during Biden? You didn't notice for 4 years? It took you 4 years to realize that groceries were kind of pricey? It's so stupid. Thank you for the likes, guys. Like spike. Hit that like button. Balso Maito says, go Trump. What up, Balso? How you doing, man? What had he done to fire people? Let's see. Keith says, yeah, you believe that he's calling... Wait, you believe that? It's called lying. It's not trolling, okay? Trolling is lying. How about he's eating the cats and the dogs? How about that one? I think there were some videos that actually came out where it did show some people like grilling a cat or something. And there were also like some migrants, like they were like eating geese and stuff out of a pond at a local park. So yeah, maybe it wasn't a cat or a dog, but it was like geese at the park, which is still kind of messed up. Trump's voice. Wait. Mr. Wood says he's only been in for 2 months and he's done more than Biden did in 4 years. Imagine what he will do in 3 years and 10 months more. We love you, Daddy Trump. America. Michael Slade says Trump's voice could end 3 wars in 9 months. That's 1 war every 3 months. They would still call him bad at my job. Yep, true. Nathan Tucker says, yeah, they did because everybody would be working 2, 3 jobs just to get by. Yep. Also, guys, vote on the poll we got going. I asked, is the Cybertruck cool? 29% say yes and 71% say no. Waffle Jackson says, he might be right about explosive trees then. Wood retains moisture and heated so quick it explodes. The science people don't know science. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some trees can explode. Like if they get hot enough. Like that's how a lot of wildfires happen. Like I don't know about the trees exploding themselves, but like pine cones, like on pine trees, like the sap and everything, like the resin and the sap, that's very flammable. So like when pine cones get hot enough, they just like shoot off like a rocket, and then they land somewhere else in the forest, and then that part of the forest catches fire. Like if you throw a pine cone in like a campfire, it like pops, it basically blows up. So maybe that's what Trump meant when he said trees explode. I don't know. Michael Slade says, sorry, man, it was Trump's voice. All these Trump simps, this is satire, right? Ernest Thompson. Welcome to the stream, Ernest. No, we're just proud patriots, man. We are Americans. We proud. We want our president to succeed. You know what? When Biden was in office, I wanted Biden to do a good job. I wanted Biden to prove everybody wrong and actually be a good president. He didn't. He failed. And it sucks. Now Trump's in, and I want Trump to prove everybody wrong because there's a lot of haters out there, and I want Trump to do a good job because if Trump doesn't do a good job, that means America fails, and that hurts Americans. So I wanted Biden to do a good job, and I wanted Trump to do a good job. And back when Obama was in office, I wanted Obama to do a good job, so on and so forth. I don't root for my president to fail just because I didn't vote for him. Okay? I know that's kind of crazy to think if you're a Democrat out there, if you're a liberal, you know, just because you dislike somebody's personality, you just want him to fail and Americans to be bad. You know, you just want America to go down the tubes just so you can prove a point. But, you know, people on the right, we kind of have common sense and we don't roll that way. So, yeah, I want our president to do a good job. So, yeah, there you go. There you go. Michael says, let's see. True about the pine cones. I've used them as poor man's fireworks. Exactly. Senzo says, I like how he handled Zelensky. I just wish he can do the same thing with Netanyahu. We got a couple comments held for review. Keith says, we want them to exceed too dummy. I'm sorry, but you were just too dumb to even explain it to you. And if you want to be a patriotic one, you should go to join the military, loser. Keith, aren't you the one that said that he tried to fake his own assassination? Is that Keith? I think Keith said that. I could be wrong about that, but okay, man. Have fun living in the dream world. The dreamland. Ernest Goes to Jail. Do y'all remember those movies? I think I've seen like a scene of one, but I never watched a whole movie of it. Ernest Thompson says MAGA literally cheered on destruction of democracy just to own the libs. The Megolol. Do you guys like Putin? I'm not a fan of Putin. I think most Americans aren't a fan of Putin. I think there's probably a lot of Russians that aren't a fan of Putin either. But welcome to the stream, the Magalolol. Don't know how to pronounce your name, man, but welcome to the stream. Um, Annie says, funny how Trump has bankrupted every business he invested in, and people actually voted for him to run the government into the ground. Sorry, but true. I'm pretty sure Trump has like over 500 businesses like throughout the country, throughout the world. And like, yeah, a couple of them went bankrupt, like a couple casinos went bankrupt, but a very small percentage of his businesses actually failed. And he bounced back because of it. You know, some people they go bankrupt and that's it. They're done. Trump went bankrupt and now he's president. So how do you do that? You know, you got to be smart. Waffle Jackson says Putin Nazi tariffs. What are the left solutions to the problems? Yeah, it's funny because like people on the left they tend to like try to point out all the issues with Trump and all the things that are wrong in the world going on, but they don't have any solutions themselves. They're just like, Trump's a Nazi, Trump's bad, Trump, blah, 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 the economy's so bad, blah, blah, blah. But they don't like have any ideas on how to fix it. Like Trump's actually doing stuff to try to fix it. He's trying out new ideas like tariffs and stuff and sealing up the border and doing this, this, and this to try to get things going. And Democrats are just like, that's a bad idea. That's a stupid idea. That's a crappy idea. And then you ask the Democrats, like, well, what's your idea? And they're like, we'll get back to you in we'll get back to you in 4 years. Ask us again in 4 years. Oh yeah, yeah. That's Democrats, okay. At least Trump's actually trying something different. Caitlin says, no, if not a fan of Putin, but I don't hate the dude either. He is Russian. We are in America. The Russians liked Putin at first, as you like Trump right now. Steve says Canada is too big to be the 51st state. I mean, we'll see what happens. Waffled Jackson says 6 bankruptcies out of 500 businesses is a 98% success rate. Exactly. He's still a billionaire. He's obviously a successful businessman. Truth Social has floundered. Carl Orr says Trump is smart. Carl, I agree. Trump's playing 5D chess and everybody else is playing checkers. Keith says he's experimenting with crap he doesn't know about. He doesn't listen to top economists. And you're part of the problem too, dude. I'm done trying to explain it to you. Bro, you're the one that said Trump faked his own assassination. Okay? Clearly, you got some research you need to do, okay? You got a little bit of the Trump derangement syndrome. We get it. But, eat some vegetables, drink some water, go outside, and your thoughts might change. We're going to make America great again for you too, man. Don't worry, Keith. We're going to do it for you too. Don't worry. We're not going to leave you out. It'll be okay. Don't light any Teslas on fire. It'll be okay. Mr. Wood says True Social is worth between $8 and $10 billion. What are you talking about? Nathan says that's how this country should be ran, like a business. Exactly. The first time Trump ran, they were like, yo, Trump's not a politician. He shouldn't be president. He's not. Yeah, he wasn't a politician. That's why he was picked, because we wanted a businessman who knows how to run a business. Like Obama never ran anything. Biden never ran anything. Trump owns businesses. He runs businesses. He knows how business works. So I think it's pretty smart to like put somebody who knows how to run a business in the White House, as opposed to picking someone who doesn't know how to, who's never had ran a business of their own. If you can't run a business, how are you expected to run a country? That's the way I look at it. Valentine says Elon cheated with our election. I don't know about that. Valentine, welcome to the stream. Annie says, why did a Republican MAGA try to assassinate Trump? I think they said he was a MAGA supporter, but he clearly wasn't. Because if you think about it, if you support Trump, you wouldn't try to take him out. So there you go. Your argument is invalid. Just because somebody has a red hat in like their closet doesn't mean they support the guy. I think he stopped being a MAGA supporter if he was one when that bullet hit him in the ear. You got to use common sense. Big Egg says, why did you let the guy who bankrupt his companies then? No wonder it's all falling apart while they pocket the cash. Big Egg, how you doing, man? Like a couple of his businesses went bankrupt. A couple of his casinos, but he has like a 98% success rate because he has like 500 different businesses throughout the world. So that's pretty good. He's a felon. Gabe G says he's a felon. Yeah, he's a felon and he still beat Biden. What does that say about Biden and Kamala? Like a felon can beat those guys? Yeah, they must have really knew what they were doing. Valentine says Trump is a horrible businessman. I don't know about that. He made a lot. Waffle Jackson says most politicians or lawyers or student law, you got to trust ambulance chasers like Jasmine Crockett to run the country. Big Egg says Trump has never had an actual job. Nobody's first actual job should be president. Kamala Harris said she worked at McDonald's. She never worked at McDonald's. They looked into it. She lied about that. Michael Slade says, how did Elon, where do you get that nonsense? Yeah, Elon didn't rig the election. Okay. Love the channel. Have a great night. Got to go to bed. Good evening, my fellow MAGA Americans. Well, thank you, Mr. Woods, for popping in, bro. I appreciate it. And thank you for subscribing, man. Carlos says 98% success rate. LMAO. Yeah, man. Nathan says, and Bill Clinton laid off 337,000 federal workers and ran a good country. Nobody said nothing. And Trump has laid off 30,000. Exactly. But, Bill Clinton was a Democrat. So, yeah, they don't say anything when their guy's doing it. But when the opposite team is laying off some people to get to the same outcome, they're like, oh, how dare he? He's racist. Pretty stupid. Big Egg says, how do you possibly bankrupt the casino, the industry where they all literally addicted to losing money to you? Well, if you look into it, the economy for everybody was not going well. Like a lot of businesses were going bankrupt. Annie says, how about the meme coin? It is worthless now. Waffle Jackson says, Ernest, if you're just looking for an echo chamber, the Move to Japan stream is your place. The host will mod you for talking against Trump. Plain and simple, and guess where Elon and Trump stand? I think both Elon and Trump want to make America great again. That's what I think. Also, guys, shout out if you hit the like button. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And also, shout out to Brandon Lewis in the chat for all of the super chat donations tonight. Really nice guy. Thank you again, man. I really do appreciate it. Michael Slade says casinos lose money when the machines aren't set to 99-1 loss rate. Carlos says, you mofos are far gone. Dude, no. We're making America great again. And we're going to make it great again for you too, bro. You might not know what's going on. You might not be happy about who won. You might have wished Kamala was president right now. But trust me when I say that if Kamala was president, we would all be screwed. We would probably be in World War III already. But we're going to make it great. We're going to make it great, man. We're gonna make it great again for you and all the other haters too. You'll see. Ernest says, actually, I'm a subscribe. This guy is hilarious. I gotta show all my other lefties so we can laugh at him. Do it, man. Yeah, Ernest Thompson. Tell all your lefty friends. Tell them to pop in and to educate me on why I'm wrong. Okay? Tell them to have them try to convince me that Trump's a bad guy. I mean, it's not going to happen, but we'll see. We'll see. If they're not too busy burning up Teslas, tell them to pop in my stream and we can have a conversation. I'm listening, man. There's more of us there than our lefties. I think lefties are too occupied, like burning down Tesla dealerships. That's what I think. You need to take the matches away. Put name here. How you doing, man? Nathan says, and when it pops in here, hit that like button. Yeah. Smash that like button. Can we get to 35 likes? Also, let's check on the poll. I said, is the Cybertruck cool? 31% of you say yes, the Cybertruck is cool, and 69% say no, the Cybertruck is not. Interesting. Very interesting. Caitlin says, only the Kool-Aid drinkers are left. Real liberals left the lefty. And it says, Trump ripped off his MAGA ceiling theme worthless meme coins. Elon Musk is a grifter, though. You can't deny how much he lies. What is Elon lying about? And how is he a grifter? Like, he's spending time trying to cut spending in the government, wasteful spending. He could be spending that time on Tesla, one of his companies. He could be spending more time on SpaceX, another one of his companies. But he's spending that time trying to help make America great again. And he's actually losing money because of it. Like, his stock has gone down because people think he's a Nazi and they think he's racist and blah, 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 blah. If he just cared about the money, he wouldn't have got involved with Trump. He would have stuck with Biden because Biden is the one that was mandating electric vehicles. And it just so happens that Elon Musk has the #1 electric vehicle car company in the world. So if Elon Musk was all about the money, he would have tried to help Biden win because it would have been smooth sailing. But instead, he put Trump in. And Trump was like, if you want to drive an electric car, you can. If you want to drive a gas-powered car, you can. We're not going to mandate one or the other. So if Elon was just about the money, he would have stuck with Biden. But Elon's like, yo, I'm not going to do that because Biden is a moron. And Kamala is even worse. I'm going to go with Trump because he actually wants to help improve the lives of Americans. So that's what he's doing. And I tip my hat to Elon Musk because he's doing a good job. Him and Doge, they need to do more cuts. Cut everything. Cut it all down. Epic Steve says, how much is he making in Doge? I don't know. Nathan Tucker says, Elon is struggling on his businesses to help the country first. He said that in the interviews. But he's doing all of this for free because he cares he can live anywhere he wants in the world. True. Carl Orr says, following the playbook, Project 2025. How much are they cutting taxes? I know he wants to cut taxes even more than he did the first time he was in office. Ernest says, you know how I know MAGA is a cult? You guys hated Tesla. You guys are against EVs, but now Elon's your guy? No, I like Teslas. Before Elon Musk was pro-Trump, I liked Elon. I liked him even back when he was like supporting Biden. Big W to Elon. He just brought back astronauts. Yeah, exactly. We just got astronauts back. We just got the astronauts back, bro. But nobody talks about it. Department of Government Efficiency. The biggest red flags in women are girls' trips, diversity, and traveling. How you doing, Department of Government Efficiency? Gooberment Efficiency? How you doing, man? Michael Slade. Only thing I really hate about Tesla car as a general is that the drivers don't know how to signal. Yeah, but that's more of like a driver issue. That's not a car issue. That's just the person driving the car. Democrats used to love Tesla though until they started supporting Trump. Nathan says, and Elon mentioned he wants to make taxes very simple for all of us. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for the likes, guys. So, guys, it is getting pretty late, so I'm going to wrap this stream up. I will be back on tomorrow night, though. So if you don't want to miss that live stream, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Smash the like button if you haven't. Turn on notifications. Shout out to everybody in the chat that donated. I believe it was mainly Brendan. So thank you, Brandon, for the donations. I really do appreciate it, man. If you guys want to help support the channel, you can hit the super chat button or you can hit the join button. Become members on the channel. Donate $5 a month, and you get access to members only chat, members only live streams, members only videos. You get to play with me when I play Fortnite, stuff like that, because this is also a gaming channel. But yeah, shout out to all the channel members out there, and thank you guys for subscribing and watching. I will be back on tomorrow night. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night or day, depending on where you live, and I will catch you in the next video. Until then, my name is Adam, and remember, keep calm and game on. Toodles!